All right. So we briefed the approach. We have loaded the approach. We've actually activated the approach here.
Tower 385, 4000.
We have tower frequency on standby. We've gotten the ATIS. We're on 4,000 feet and a 150 heading. At some point, I'm going to expect a right turn and descend to another altitude, and that'll probably be our final call when we get cleared for the approach. Got our altimeter in here, 3029. Let's just check that again.
Department with 25 right and 25 left. Emirates Sierra Tango Zulu valid for California and coastal waters. Additional information is available on flight service frequency. Where devices are in effect. Advise on initial contact information, Whiskey.
All right, Whiskey, still current.
Tower 804 Sierra Golf, 7 miles from Deuce, turn right heading 230, maintain 4,000 to establish our final approach for RNAV runway 25 right approach.
Right heading 230, 4,000 till established on the final approach. Goes cleared, RNAV 25 right into Livermore, 4 Circle.
45 Bravo Victor.
Alright, activate vectors to final.
You have the weather.
Alright, there's activating the vectors to final.
The 1 minute weather.
Now what we're going to do is go to flight plan.
45 Bravo Victor, are you looking for vectors outside of move?
We're actually fine with whatever's
3,200.
easiest for you. The previous controller told us to expect moved.
Approach is armed.
45 Bravo Victor, Roger, expect to intercept about 3 miles outside of move.
We'll expect that, 5 Bravo Victor.
And we'll go to vertical nav.
Uh, 45 Bravo Victor, turn left direct moved, intercept the final approach course.
Direct move and intercept the final approach course, 5 Bravo Victor.
All right, 3,700. All right, we just passed Uhud, so now we can go to 3,200. All right, speed's a little low. We're going to power up.
Tower 804 Sierra Golf, radar service terminated, contact Livermore Tower.
Going to Tower, 4 Circle, thanks.
All right, 5 miles from the final approach fix.
Livermore Tower, Cirrus 804 Sierra Golf. We're on the RNAV 29 right.
Cirrus 804 Sierra Golf, Livermore Tower, 45 full stop.
This will be a full stop, 4 Circle. And does anyone be going missed or everyone be getting in?
People been going here.
All right, roger that, 4 Circle.
All right, so we are
Mentor 8 Papa Foxtrot, you want to fly following, is on squad vehicle?
heading to Gaines.
Negative 8 Papa Foxtrot.
And we are 3 miles from Gaines. I see the magenta coming down. That's our glide slope. We are on the course. So when we're 2 miles from Gaines, we want to be at 150% flap. So we're going to start slowing down. And we are.
Mentor 8 Papa Foxtrot, verify.
Glide path is armed. I see that on here. So we have GPS autopilot altitude. Glide path is armed.
Mentor 8 Papa Foxtrot, roger. And squawk VFR
2 miles. We're going to give it a little power. We're going to go 50% flaps.
Squawking VFR, sorry, thought I was doing that. Switching 8 Papa Foxtrot. Cirrus 4 Sierra Golf, runway 25 right, clear land, wind, Tom.
Clear to land, runway 25 right, 4 Sierra Golf.
All right, we're at flaps 50. We are capturing the glide path now. Make sure Rich boost is on. Pitot heat is on. Glide path is captured. So now we're going to spin this all the way down. All right, so that's good. So now, again, our missed approach is climbed to 4,000. So now that we've captured the glide path, We can bug our missed approach altitude. All right, on localizer, on course, on glide path. 100 knots, on course, on glide path. Mixture rich boost on flaps 50, pitot, landing lights, taxi lights, strobe lights, I mean. 100 knots, on course, on path. Coming up to Oahe next. A little fast, 105. We're going to pull back a little bit on the power, 20%. Looking good. 3,200 for 600 feet.
Information is available on flight service frequency.
Okay. 3,000 feet for 600. Speed's good. On course, on path. Hundred knots, on course, on path. 1.5 miles to Oahe. 100 knots, on course, on glide path. Still VMC. Again, always checking. Mixture's rich, boost is on. Flaps are at 50. Pitot heat's on for visible moisture. 100 knots, on course, on path. I'm transitioning now solely to instruments. I'm not looking out anymore. 100 knots, on course, on path, 2,500 for 600. My finger is on the toga button should we need to go around. 2,500 descending for 600, on course, on path, 100 knots. All right, just past Oahe, now heading to Torx. 3.5 miles to Torx. 2,300 feet. On course, on path, on speed. Finger on the toga, set up for landing. 100 knots, on course, on path, 2,200 descending. On course, on path, glass is coming off. 2,000 feet descending. On course, on path, 100 knots. In the clouds. 100 knots. On course, on glide path, 1,900 for 600. Hundred knots, on course, on path. 1,800 for 600. 100 knots, on course, on path. 1,700 for 600 feet. 1,100 to go. Speed's a little slow, adding a teeny bit of power. 98, 99, we're at 100 knots. On course, on path, 1,600 for 600. Still all on instruments, not looking out yet. 1,500, a little fast now, pulling back some power. 103 knots, slowing down, on course, on path. Constantly scanning. 100 knots, on course, on glide path. 1,400 for 600. Taking a brief look, nothing outside.
6-4 Sierra Golf, do you remember the tops and Winnebago base?
Yeah, tops are 2,000. I'll have a base report for you. I'm see right now.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, on course, on path. Knots, on course. 1,200 for 600. Finger on the toga button. Hitting ground contact, still looking only instruments. 98 knots, adding a tad bit of power, on course, on path. Starting to give vertical visibility. 1,000 feet for 600, still descending. Alright, there's 1,000 feet. 100 knots, on course, on path. Looking outside, no runway in sight. A little fast, pulling back. Alright, runway's in sight.
500.
There's 900 feet, runway's in sight. Slow down. We're gonna go full flaps. Disconnect the autopilot.
Base is 800, 4 circle.
Thank you.
Alright, white on red. All right, 80 knots. Little power. Little
Minimums.
So there's minimums. Landings assured, runways in sight. We're proceeding with the landing. Little right trim there. All right, we're looking good on speed. White on red. Looking at our touchdown aiming point. Going down a little bit here. Okay, we're on the ground. Nice and smooth. Hold back pressure. Flaps coming up. We'll be able to make delta here.
Can we turn off a delta here?
Cirrus 4 Sierra Golf, parking?
No, we actually need to be taxiing back for departure. We have IFR in the system, but I'll pick it up on the departure end at 25 right.
Cirrus 4 Sierra Golf, Roger. Contact ground 121.6, good day.
121.6, 4 Sierra Golf.